Welcome back to another First Day map review. Today's map is Ballam Road Dairy Farming, created by FS Landscaping and available now in the official ModHub for both PC and console. Built completely from scratch for Farming Simulator 25, the map is based on real-world area of Lytham St Annes in England, taking inspiration from Tom Pemberton's Farm Life YouTube series with full permission from Tom himself. This is a standard size map featuring 2 working farms, 8 sell points and over 1,000 cattle spread across dairy and beef operations, plus some unique income opportunities like a buyable golf course and/or car wash. You also find a number of quality of life additions, including customised feeding equipment, a purpose-built John Deere livestock buggy, and the first silage cut already completed, so you can jump straight into your second cut on day 1. So let's load into a brand new save and see what kind of first impressions Ballam Road Dairy Farming makes. Let's see if this map earns its place as your next save. Hello and welcome to Ballam Road Dairy. This is the spawn point and the house is beautiful. The attention to detail on little gardens, I suppose, and yards is really cool. We find ourselves in the heart of one of the farms, and we're just running through, and in here we have some big sheds. Sounds like we have a production. I think this is possibly a dairy farm. Well, okay, this is a little bit of a maze. There does look like this is the dairy farm, possibly. Oh, we have some cows in here. This is the custom-made John Deere cattle herder. Looks like these are static animals rather than normal in-game animals, but yeah, this is stunning. Being able to look around, the lighting is fantastic, and that is cool. Very Whitcomb Park-esque with the area. I'm trying to find the dairy. It does look as though, so this is side shed with animals. So yeah, this is cool. So you start off with on the map with a lot of fields. So we're currently in here in field 63. We do have multiple grass fields of 1, 2, 4, 6, 5 and 32. There's also a few cow pastures of 57, 56, 55, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53 and 54. There are some cow sheds or cow pastures. So we have this cow pasture here, which is currently empty, which has 583 cows. Wow. Then we also have a second cow pasture which currently has our milkers in here. So we have some Holsteins, and I believe there's also some brown Swiss in here as well, as we are running up to them. So this is, there it is. Look at you chilling there. Yes, so we have our brown Swiss milkers in here. We also then have another cattle pasture out here, which is currently empty, but this has 691 cows in it. Wow. Then we start to go into our inside sheds, or our actual sheds. So this side shed has 80 cattle, a capacity for 80 cattle in here. And then we have this calf shed, which has capacity for 80. And then there is another good old cattle shed, or old good cattle shed here, which has a capacity again for 80. So, or was that the one which we were just in? Let's jump in here, see if it will give us our numbers. Oh, nope. Yes, 250. Wow. We have some straw saved up by here, and just over next to it we have a lot of silage. So that's 647,000 litres, which is a more than impressive sum. So that's kind of what feels like the main farm, we can go back down into our second farm area, which we have down here, and this beef shelter has a capacity for 80 cows. And then we have another one just opposite us, which has another capacity for 80. The water on the ground is pretty cool. So this one already has 24,000 litres of straw in here, and then we have a beef share scheme. Be interesting to see what that is and how that works, but that has 100,000 litres of slurry in it. Or is that a million? Potentially a million litres of such of slurry in it. And then by no means least, we have this beef shed large, which again has capacity for 80. And this also looks like a silage clamp, which it is. That is the possibility for a lot of cows, which is cool, but huge. Onto the machinery. So starting off with some quite big toys. So we have the Massey Ferguson 7S with a huge windrower, Pottinger windrower. We have a Deutz-Fahr 7250 TTHD with a massive Quanco Radium 225 trailer. The Fendt 720 Vario also has the same trailer attached to it, and what I've never started off with in any game is the Krone Big X 1180, and looks as though this is, well, it's the easy flow, so driving over the grass and the spout or the pipe picks it up and then dumps it into these trailers. So that is a lot of equipment just to start off by itself. We also have the Volvo L180H as a wheel loader with a buck rake essentially, or silage fork. So that is again some huge machinery to start off with, but that's not it. So into the shed here we have another Deutz-Fahr, however it's the baby RV shift, and that's a feed mixer. We have a milk tanker or water bowser. I think that one's 20,000. I think that's 8,000 litres or 20,000. We have a tiny Landini and a small trailer, and then we have the Farm Tech trailer, which can also go into a bale trailer as well. So that's we also have another Farm Tech appliance. We have basically a flatbed. So in this shed here we have another Deutz-Fahr, and this is also the RV shift with a straw blower attached to it, and then we have the case. We have a case tractor, Vestrum 130, as basically another toy to play with. These are next to the straw bales and the silage clamp, and then also we have a Merlot. So this is a telehandler with a bucket, and we have a fertilizer spreader, we have a muck spreader or a slurry spreader, we have a pallet fork, we have one mower over here. There are some more toys hidden away in the corner, so just off in the distance we can see a baler, we have a front mower, we have, yes, that is an animal transporter, we have I think that's a tedder, a rear mower, a flattener for a silage clamp, we have a roller, and there's the front mower and baler. That is an awful lot of starting equipment. Generally too much for what I would normally want to do, but I imagine on a farmstead this size it's more than needed. What is incredibly noticeable is you don't actually start out with any cereal crops, which is quite unusual. So we have the grass fields, and then we have the cereal crops. What we also have in here is a golf course, which you can purchase and use as an extra income generator. What else do we have in here? We have the leisure centre, we have a restaurant, and we have a golf club restaurant. Animal dealer is in the safe east part of the map. Yes, so quite a simple animal dealer with, is that David and Katie hidden away. What it doesn't have is any animals kind of in the pens, which I would like to normally see, just to make it feel a little bit more alive, but it is still quite impressive. So we can open, yes, so we can open that side of things, and we have some people running around. Hello, how are you? Yeah, it just seems a bit quiet for an animal dealer, but I imagine with 1,000 animals, 1,000 cows in our actual yard, that might cause difficulties if we then had 30 or 40 chilling at the animal dealer. But okay, that's cool. We have a vehicle shop again in the far southeast part of the map, and the gasket, GTS wash and go. So in the description we did notice you are able to purchase the car wash and use this as an extra income generator. So I'm just having a quick look through. Oh, there's a sinkhole. So there is potential to purchase this, and well, this looks like a mechanic rather than a car wash. So GTS wash and go, opening times Monday to Saturday 9 till 6, wash and valet service, MOT, wash, wax, inquire inside for information. Hello, you were very close. Okay, so that is, oh, there's can we use this? Yes, we can. So we could potentially wash some things. Right, so that's the safe east part of the map. We have Creepy Walter in the southwest. We have the Lytham Pigs Hall, which we can drop into. So we can drop some stock into here and sell some things. And we also have the manure whole sell point. We have a lot of manure. So then we have the Homestead Farm. Ooh, this is a nice little pig nursery by the looks of things. The one thing you do notice on the map, apart from this giant road going down the middle, or, well, just off to the side of the map, and potentially this one as well, the roads are not massively visible. But okay, let's see what we can do in terms of our harvest today. So we have field 32, which is ready to harvest. However, there is some beef stock in here, and then we have field 5 here, which is grass and ready to harvest, and we have field 6, which is grass and ready to harvest. What I've noticed from just going around in the main farm is that we have straw. Oh, that's loud. We have straw, but we have silage, but I didn't see any hay. So I think what we're going to do is get into some hay work, and so we will mow it up. We will then tether it, we'll windrow it, and we'll bale it. Into the fence, we're going to drive and pick up our mower, but this will also give us a little bit of an opportunity to drive through the map and discuss some first impressions. So, first impressions from the lighting, the field work, the attention to detail. I'm going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. I think you can tell the amount of effort that's gone into it. It feels quintessentially British and feels like it's on a British map, and it's pretty. It is really pretty. The only thing which, the only thing I think there's a lot of starting equipment, and for me, I like to build up. This feels like the initial start feels like a ready, completed farm, which potentially removes an element of the challenge of Farming Simulator, but if you are on PC, you can obviously sell the machinery. You can use the easy development mod to then take away the money, but the map itself is stunning. The views are quite cool, the houses, the building work, you can tell it's based on a real place. So let's try and figure out how we get into our next part, conscious that so I think it is going to be a right out of here. We're leaving gates open, which is would give any farmer a complete and utter nightmare. And then I believe it's going to be not left there, a left down here. And yeah, we'll pick up the mowers as we continue our poor driving. We'll pick up the mowers, we'll get a front and a rear mower on this tractor, and we'll get some grass cutting done. Triggers for the gates feel like they're in the right place too, which is quite good. So yeah, we'll pick up the mower, we'll pick up the windrower, we'll pick up the tedder, and yeah, we can get some baling work done. We'll get some grass work done and create some hay bales. So let's get the front mower. I think we only have one front mower, because we can get a worker friend potentially helping on a rear mower. Anyway, we're going to get back to the field and let's start some cutting on field 5. I think field 5 would be our first candidate.
I love the way the good Lord shows up in the small things. You can be rich or you can be poor, it don't make no difference at all. Just sit back and enjoy the view. There's a whole lot of big things that we can't change, but there are some things that we can. So let them be good things like coffee, steam, and sunrise, spreading soft gold over everything. Quiet work, gates and barn doors opening. I love the way the good Lord shows up in the small things. Oh, it's all in the small things, in the smell of the dirt after the rain, the sun-dried sheets on the clothesline, the harvest coming in the fall. All those little things like coffee, steam, and sunrise, spreading soft gold over everything. Quiet work, gates and barn doors opening. I love the way the good Lord shows up in the small things.
Just popped some silage into the feed mixer, and we're just going to try and complete the rest of the total mixed ration. So we've got 2 hay bales from our 50 bales of hay that we produced, which is quite an impressive sum, to be honest. And as we're going through this, preparing this for the cows. It's been a long day. For the cows, we'll just think about the rest of the criteria which we try and look upon. In terms of visual design, I think this is a really, really solid map, and just trying to make it. I think this is a really solid map in terms of what it's trying to achieve. It feels like a British map, and I think that's it. So it set out basically what it needs to achieve. It drives around the town centre and through the fields like you would expect it to. It's tight, it's difficult, and the traffic is quite sensibly and well behaved. So I would definitely score it an 8 out of 10 from the visual design perspective. In terms of the flow and layout, my only criticism, and the only reason why I would kind of mark it down in any way, shape or form, is the amount of vehicles you start with. And that kind of impacts as you're cycling through the vehicles. There is just too many. You've got too many tractors, and it just takes that extra piece of time to be able to choose the correct machine which you want to do for your job, and that sometimes can slow down the game progress. So that's my only criticism from that perspective. We managed to get a nice, good, solid bit of total mixed rush in there. So yeah, so from a flow perspective, I'd give that a 7 out of 10. Next criteria is gameplay. I think this suits a very specific type of gameplay. If you want to have a map that has basically everything ready made and it's just about expanding your cow empire, this certainly would be a map for you. And I think that side of things is fantastic. However, those who like to grow from not very much, this wouldn't necessarily suit that type of playstyle. So from that perspective, and it being quite limited, I would again go for a 7 out of 10. Final criteria from my side of things is replayability. Would I want to spend 100 hours on this map? Yes, I would, and I think it would suit a co-op side of things. You and a couple of friends playing a map, having enough fields of things to do. I think that is a really cool aspect for a map and has a very unique criteria. Some starter maps don't have enough fields for multiple people to be able to get on with, so I'll probably score that as an 8 out of 10. So an overall score, and I think is quite a good score, is 38 out of 50. So as we bring this to a close, I would probably give this a silver tier. As in, it's a really enjoyable map, but there's just a few things that would be changed. I think I would start with reducing the amount of equipment that we have, and maybe adding an arable field or two in here for just a little bit of variety. And in terms of what you think, have you played this map yourself? What score would you give it, and which map should we review next? Thank you very much for joining me, and if you have enjoyed it, please do remember to like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.